Hey guys, my name is Steven, and I believe that violent video games has had a bad reputation for causing behavior problems. But I believe that that's not true, and let me tell you why. First of all, sales of violent video games have increased while crime rates have decreased. You have anything to say about that?
Well, okay, think about that, right? I don't feel like there's any correlation between those two. Now, think about it. It don't matter if it's video games or technically it could be any violent video game. It could be not a violent video game. We don't know what it is. But the thing about it is just we're living in a technology age right now, right? Where a lot of the kids are just staying inside, right? So if all these kids are staying inside, obviously they can't go outside and get into mischief that's causing these other people to go into juvenile. So obviously, I don't think it's a correlation between video game or violent video games, but it might be video games in general. It might be TV. It might be the PlayStation or something like that. So you never know.
That makes sense. I understand where you're coming from. Well, gamers know the difference between real life and what's not. According to a study at University of Chicago, kids by the age of 7 can tell the difference between fantasy and reality.
Well, I'm not sure about that. There was a case study on the military, right? And it basically showed that a lot of the times how they train the military people is that they let them play technically video games, right? And what that does, it kind of emboldens their brain, so it kind of leaves a mark. So now that when they see these things, they're not even like bothered by it anymore. And that's the point that they try to get across in this case study. And what happens is when all these kids at a young age are playing these games, that's what happens to their brains. They become very desensitized to the fact that people are actually dying. So now that all these things like killing, shooting, it all just seems normal. So I don't know.
Well, I also think it depends on the age. If you have a 7-year-old kid, you shouldn't be telling them that it's okay to see people dying. You tell the kid what's good and what's bad. As a parent, you should be training your child, not letting them do whatever they want to do.
Okay, well, also...
Or think the way they want to think.
Okay, well, think about it. A lot of the parents, if we looked inside a study by a journal from social psychology, right? Professor name was John Funk, and he was from the University of Toledo. He said that he took a case study, and it was 90% of pediatricians, and then there was 67% of parents. So there's a big chunk of parents that he talked to. And who knows more about kids than parents, right? Now, these parents saying that once they had their kid, obviously, like most parents say, that their kid was the best kid, But once they started giving them video games, right, that's when their behavior started to change, and they started seeing bullying during school and seeing all these types of acts. So honestly, I think that it's not something that kids feel like kids get over, because obviously there's something that it affects you, which we did talk about in the military. It's something that affects you. So kids don't really get over it. Obviously, they know the difference, but it seems like they are understanding it.
Well, altogether, I don't think the evidence that we have we don't have concrete evidence. There is no evidence that points to the behavior issues and connects to violent video games, so it shouldn't be taken into consideration. In conclusion, I still believe that violent video games does not cause bad behavior.
Okay, well, think about this, right? There's a lot of evidence that we can't technically know because it's a psychological problem. The only way we can find that out is if you can tap inside their brain. But from the symptoms of the way they act, that's how we can kind of tell that, maybe this is the reason why they're doing this, or this is the reason why they're doing that. And there's been a strong relationship or correlation that people have seen through violent video games and through behavior problems. So to conclude, I have to say, violent video games do cause behavior problems because it just corrupts the kid's mind.
Well, what do you